Today we're going to show you how to wire a three-way switch where the power goes into the light first, then the two switches. So these two switches are going to control this light. So you're going to need 14-2 wire coming into the actual light, 14-3 wire from both switches going into the light junction box. So you got three wires coming in here. You got a hot wire, ground wire, and a neutral wire. The neutral wire is gray because it won't show up on a white background. First thing you can do is ground all your wires to the box. The black wire, the hot wire, is going to go all the way down to the first switch on the common screw on the first switch. The neutral wire is going to go to the actual right light with the silver screw on the light itself. This black wire coming from is going to be connected to the gold terminal on the light. It's going to come all the way down and go to the second switch, the black or the common terminal. There's going to be two red wires here. They're called the travelers. Are going to mar them together, and then two neutral wires are going to mar them together. So both these reds are going to come in to the top of the first and second switch. The two neutral wires are going to come in and go to the first and second top of the first and second switch. And we've got everything grounded inside these switches as well. Today we're going to show you how to wire a three-way switch where the two switches control one light. This scenario, you've got the power coming into the light first, then to the two switches. I started off by putting all the grounds. The grounds are connected, connected to the box. Same with the switches here and the electrical boxes here. The ground is connected to the boxes here. This is only props. Your electrical box is going to be different from mine. I just want to keep it as simple as possible here. These are all props. Makes it easier to see how it's all wired together. So we're going to bring the power in to the light first, then bring power to the two switches, and the two switches control that light. Now, and depending on your electrical code here in Canada, we don't need to connect the ground wire to the switch. Check your local building code. You may have to run a ground from the switch to the electrical box here. Check your local building codes. And we're going to finally show you the ideal combination screwdriver today. We're going to use that when I do our demo. So we're going to have power going to the light first, then to the two switches. Then the two switches will control the light. So you got 14-2 coming in here, 14-3 coming from one switch, and 14-3 coming from the other switch. So we're going to hook the black wire coming from the power to one of the switches here, going to the switch. You're going to get the neutral wire going to go to the silver screw on the actual light fixture itself. The black wire coming from the second switch is going to go to the gold screw. And then we're going to hook up the two travelers here, the two red wires and the two white wires, the two neutral wires together. So we're going to connect the two traveler wires, one from each switch here, and the two neutral wires, one from each switch here. Then we're going to collect the black wire going to this switch with the power coming in, 14-2 coming in. And then we're going to connect the white wire on the silver screw and the black wire from the second switch on the gold screw. 14-2 coming in here, 14-3 from each of the switches. So the switches have three wires, red, neutral, and hot wire. The other switch, red, neutral, and the hot wire. So let's connect the two red wires, the travelers, and the two whites here with the connectors, with the Vago connectors. Let's connect the two red wires, the traveler wires, going to each switch here using the Vago connector. You can use a MAR connector. I just find the Vago connector a lot easier to do. We've got the two red ones hooked up. Let's connect the two white wires, the two neutral wires, going from each switch here. Vago connector. Now we've got the two reds and the two whites going to the both switches. So we got a hot wire and a neutral wire coming in from the power source. Going to connect the black going to the first switch with a Vago connector or a MAR connector, whatever you want here. And then the neutral wire is going to connect to the silver terminal on the light itself. And then the black wire coming from the second switch is going to connect to the gold terminal on the light. So coming from the light is the black wire going into here, and then the two travelers, the red and the neutrals that are coming into the switch. It's grounded inside the boxes already. On this three-way switch, this is the common, and these are the two travelers. So we're going to put the black wire on the common. And you loop it, the wire the same way you tighten it on the So the red wire goes to the top one. And the white wire goes on the opposite side here. Now that switch is complete. You got the black one on the common, and then the red wire on the top on one of the travelers, and the neutral on the top of the other traveler. Let's hook up the second three-way switch. So coming from the light, we've got the power going to the switch here, and then the neutrals and the red wires are connected going to the switch, to the travelers on the switch. So hook the black wire to the common on the three-way switch here. And we're going to hook the red wire to the top of that traveler screw. And then the neutral wire connected to the other traveler. So you've got the neutral wire in the top traveler, the red wire in the top traveler, and then the black wire coming from the light to the bottom on the common switch, common screw on the switch, and grounded to the box. Some of you are going to ask, why did you go take the power from the light to the first switch? Why didn't you take power from the light to the second switch? You can do that, it doesn't matter. I just chose to go to the first switch. So if you wanted to go to the second switch with the power, you can, but then remember, the black wire coming from the second switch is going to go on this, so you'd be replacing the two wires on the two different switches here. So today we've got power going into this light first, and then going to the two switches. These two three-way switches will control this light. Coming from the both three-way switches is 14.3. Power going into the light is 14.2. Coming into the light, you've got a black wire that's connected to the black wire on the switch. You've got the neutral wire connected to the silver terminal. The black wire coming from the second switch is connected to the gold terminal. We've got the two neutral wires and the two red wires connected to the two travelers on these switches. Both switches have the neutrals on the top of the screw here on the traveler wire, and both reds are on the top of the red screws on the travelers, and the two blacks are connected to the common screws or the black screw on the switches. So we'll put this all together and try it out. Today we looked at putting power to the light first, and then using two three-way switches to control that light. We used our ideal number 2 combination screwdriver. Worked well on all our connections here. So you turn the light on, turn the light off with this one, turn it back on with this one, shut it off with this one. So please hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you a cent, and it really helps my channel. So please share my video and ring that bell to be notified next time I upload a video. I'd like to thank all my current subscribers. Thanks for taking the time to watch the video today, people. Have a great one.